How to create hunger for success. The power and ability to become who you were meant to be in life. Written by Daniel Eremesele. Hunger for success is an inbuilt mechanism within the heart of every human being. It is a desire that God placed within humanity from the beginning of creation. This is why, after creating man, God blessed him and said, "Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion." Genesis 1:28 KJV. God created human beings with the capacity to grow, produce, multiply, build, lead and exercise responsible dominion over the earth. However, the one thing God did not give one person dominion over is another human being. God never designed humanity for oppression, manipulation or exploitation. Every person was created in the image of God and deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. Much of the confusion and conflict in the world today exists because people continually try to dominate, control and suppress one another. True success is not demonstrated by how many people you can control. It is demonstrated by how faithfully you develop your gifts, fulfill your purpose, serve humanity and manage the opportunities God has entrusted to you. In this book, we are examining how to create and sustain a genuine hunger for success. Before we proceed, we must first understand what success means. Success can be described as achievement, accomplishment, victory, triumph, attainment or the realization of a dream, purpose or aspiration. Success is not merely possessing money, property or influence. It is the progressive fulfillment of a worthy, God-given purpose. An achiever is someone who gets things done. An achiever does not merely talk about plans, he or she works diligently to bring those plans into reality. Successful people continually reach forward, accept responsibility and take the necessary steps to accomplish the goals. To become successful in life, you must possess a sincere desire, a godly ambition, to become more productive and useful than you are presently. You must desire to grow spiritually, mentally, professionally, financially and relationally. There must be something within you that refuses to remain stagnant. Ambition is a driving force that propels a person toward greater heights. When I was growing up, some of the things we were taught as young Christians unintentionally held us back. We were told that we should live by vision and not by ambition. Unfortunately, many of us accepted that statement without taking the time to understand the true meaning of ambition. Ambition itself is not evil. It becomes dangerous only when it is driven by selfishness, greed, pride or the desire to harm others. Godly ambition, on the other hand, is the determination to fulfill your calling, maximize your potential and use your abilities to serve God and humanity. The word ambition can mean drive, determination, aspiration, purpose or a strong desire to achieve something meaningful. Therefore, to create hunger for success, you must develop a godly ambition to build a better and more productive life than the one you are presently living. You need an inward driving force that moves you to rise every morning and work faithfully on your assignment, project, career, ministry or business. This inner drive will help you continue when the work becomes difficult and the results are not immediately visible. A man or woman with godly ambition will usually travel farther and reach a higher destination than a person who has no ambition. Someone without ambition often becomes satisfied with stagnation. Such a person may accept an undesirable situation and spend life merely trying to survive instead of developing the capacity to rise above it. Ambition is like the fuel that empowers a vehicle to move. It fills your heart with fresh determination every day and pushes you to move forward, improve yourself and become the best version of who God created you to be. A genuine drive for success fills your heart with the desire to advance with purpose. Always remember that purpose is the reason for your existence. What, then, is purpose? Purpose can be defined as the objective, aim, intention and particular role you were created to fulfill. Purpose gives meaning and direction to life. It enables you to become useful, valuable and helpful to the people who need your gifts, knowledge, products, services and contributions. Without a clear understanding of purpose, people can be busy without being productive. They can run fast while traveling in the wrong direction. Purpose helps you determine where to invest your time, strength, energy and resources. Your hunger for success must therefore be connected to purpose. When success is separated from purpose, it becomes an empty pursuit. But when your desire for success is rooted in a meaningful assignment, your labor begins to bless both your life and the lives of others. The difference between success and failure. I want to speak to you about something that often separates those who succeed from those who do not. It is not always talent. It is not necessarily money, education, connections or family background. Very often, the difference is hunger. Hunger is the inner drive that gets you out of bed when you are tired. It causes you to keep moving when others have decided to quit. Hunger transforms dreams into disciplined work, and disciplined work eventually produces visible results. Talent is valuable, but talent without hunger can remain undeveloped. Money can provide opportunities, but money without wisdom and discipline can be wasted. Connections can open doors, but connections cannot sustain a person who is unprepared. Hunger compels you to learn, grow, prepare and remain committed to the process. How do we recognize someone who is physically hungry? Hunger is usually produced by starvation or deprivation. When the body lacks food, it develops a strong craving for nourishment. In the same way, a person who deeply desires success may experience what can be called success starvation. That person becomes dissatisfied with a fruitless, unproductive or meaningless existence. Something within him or her begins to cry out for progress, change and fulfillment. When you experience this kind of deprivation, you must turn to the God who specializes in turning darkness into light, confusion into order, weakness into strength and chaotic situations into unexpected breakthroughs. However, before God turns your deprivation into a testimony, He may permit dissatisfaction to arise within your soul. Dissatisfaction can be described as displeasure, disappointment, frustration or an awareness that your present condition is not your final destination. Not every form of dissatisfaction is negative. There is a destructive dissatisfaction that produces bitterness and ingratitude, but there is also a constructive dissatisfaction that awakens responsibility and creates a desire for change. When life frustrates you, do not allow the frustration to destroy you. Convert it into fuel for your progress. Allow the pain to teach you, correct you and move you toward productive action. Some people will not rise to do something meaningful with their lives until they experience disappointment, rejection or insult. When their circumstances become uncomfortable enough, they finally wake up and begin to seek change. Pain must never become your permanent address. Let it become your classroom. Learn from it, grow through it and use the lessons to build a stronger future. The difference between success and failure is not that successful people never encounter difficulties. The difference is often found in how they respond to those difficulties. One person sees an obstacle and surrenders, another sees the same obstacle and begins searching for a solution. Failure does not have to be final. It can become information. It can show you what needs to be corrected, strengthened or approached differently. When hunger is alive within you, failure becomes a lesson instead of a life sentence. Hunger creates an appetite for success. One of the things hunger does is create an appetite for success within the soul. The desire to succeed must take deep root in your heart until it becomes a powerful passion for meaningful achievement. Obsession can refer to a powerful passion, craving, urge or emotional excitement to accomplish something. However, your passion must remain healthy and properly directed. It must not lead you to neglect God, destroy your health, abandon your family or compromise your character. A person with genuine hunger for success possesses a strong passion that cannot easily be extinguished. This person does not depend entirely on temporary excitement. Motivation may rise and fall, but disciplined hunger remains committed to the assignment. When you develop an appetite for success, your taste for a higher quality of life increases. You begin to desire excellence instead of mediocrity, productivity instead of idleness, discipline instead of carelessness and purpose instead of mere existence. Your taste influences your choices. If you have developed a taste for excellence, you will find it difficult to remain comfortable with consistently poor results. You will begin to improve the way you think, speak, work, plan and relate to others. When you see someone who refuses to abandon a meaningful assignment, it may be because that person has developed a taste for a high-quality life. The vision of what is possible has created an unquenchable hunger within that person. Your desired future can inspire you to keep pressing forward when others stop. Nevertheless, you must understand that productive hunger is not the same as unhealthy restlessness. Rest is necessary. Wisdom is necessary. Balance is necessary. The goal is not to work without stopping until you become physically and emotionally exhausted. The goal is to remain faithful to your purpose, manage your energy wisely and refuse to abandon your calling. 3 factors for success in life. There are 3 important factors that can help determine whether you will succeed in life. You must be willing to press forward, keep running and fight the good fight of faith. 1. You must be willing to press forward. If you desire to succeed, you must be willing to press forward regardless of what is happening around you. Many people do not know how to continue when circumstances become difficult. They quickly become discouraged when the pressures of life begin to increase. When life places pressure on you, it can be an indication that you have outgrown your present level spiritually, mentally, professionally or financially. The strategies that brought you to your present position may not be enough to take you to your next destination. Pressure exposes the areas in which you need to grow. It reveals weaknesses, limitations and gaps in your preparation. Instead of running from every difficult season, ask yourself, what capacity must I develop to overcome this challenge? This principle can apply to every area of life. When pressure arises, do not panic. Pray, examine the situation, seek wisdom and keep pressing forward. Remember Moses and the children of Israel at the Red Sea. The sea stood before them, while Pharaoh's army approached from behind. There appeared to be no way of escape. Yet God said to Moses, "Wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel, that they go forward." Exodus 14:15 KJV. Sometimes the instruction you need in a difficult season is simply this: go forward. Going forward does not mean pretending that the challenge does not exist. It means refusing to allow the challenge to determine your final destination. It means taking the next step in faith, even when you cannot yet see the entire road. 2. You must be willing to keep running. If you sincerely desire to live a successful life, you must be willing to keep running your race. Those who stop permanently by the wayside will not arrive at the destination they once envisioned. It is those who remain in the race, regardless of the cost, who eventually emerge as winners in the journey of life. Life is a journey, and everyone has a race to run. Your responsibility is not to run another person's race. You must discover and faithfully complete your own. The Apostle Paul wrote, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run, that ye may obtain." 1 Corinthians 9:24 KJV. You must run with discipline, patience and focus. Do not allow comparison to distract you. Some people may appear to be moving faster than you, but speed without direction can lead to destruction. Success is not always achieved by the fastest person. Many times, it belongs to the person who remains consistent. Small, faithful actions performed repeatedly can produce extraordinary results over time. Run when people celebrate you, and keep running when they do not understand you. Run when the results are visible, and continue when the progress seems slow. Do not measure your entire future by the difficulty of one season. 3. You must be willing to fight. The third thing you must do is develop the willingness to fight for your future. Whatever you are unwilling to fight for may never become established in your life. Paul instructed Timothy, "Timothy, you are like a son to me. What I am telling you to do agrees with the prophecies that were told about you in the past. I want you to remember those prophecies and fight the good fight of faith." 1 Timothy 1:18, easy to read version. This passage shows us that even the fulfillment of prophecy requires faith, courage, discipline and perseverance. A promise does not remove responsibility. What God has spoken must be received by faith and pursued with obedience. Many people give up too easily when it comes to fighting for their success. Numerous forces can work against your progress: fear, procrastination, discouragement, ignorance, indiscipline, distractions, negative relationships and limited thinking. Those who win are often those who are willing to fight for the dreams, objectives, aims and goals. This does not mean fighting people physically or treating others as enemies. It means confronting the internal and external forces that seek to prevent you from fulfilling your purpose. Fight against laziness. Fight against fear. Fight against excuses. Fight against the temptation to compromise your values. Fight to protect your focus, faith, time, family, health and vision. Do not quit whenever you encounter an obstacle or challenge. Put up a fight of faith. Keep holding on and trust God to provide the wisdom, courage, relationships and opportunities you need. Life without hunger for success. Here is the honest truth: many people do not possess genuine hunger. We have wishes. We have, one-day, plans. We talk about what we hope to do someday, but we are unwilling to pay the price required today. A wish says, "I would like to succeed." Hunger says, "I am willing to learn, grow, plan, pray and work consistently until progress becomes visible." One reason many people lack hunger is that we live in a world of convenience and comfort. We have food, Wi-Fi, social media, entertainment and countless distractions at our fingertips. These things are not necessarily evil, but when they are not controlled, they can weaken our discipline and consume the time we should invest in our future. Excessive comfort can make people spiritually, mentally and emotionally weak. A life devoted only to convenience rarely produces anything significant. Great accomplishments require sacrifice, focus, patience and endurance. From the beginning, God gave humanity a mandate. Genesis 1:28 instructs us to be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. This means that God expects growth, productivity, responsible leadership and constructive influence from us. He expects us to build, create, develop, solve problems, multiply resources and improve the lives of others. Fruitfulness is not limited to having children. It includes producing meaningful results through the gifts, ideas, abilities and opportunities God has given us. Therefore, the most important question is not merely, do you want success? Almost everyone wants success. The real question is, do you possess enough hunger to accept the responsibility that success demands? Below are 3 keys that can help you create genuine, God-given and sustainable hunger for success. This is not temporary excitement or empty motivation. It is an inward awakening that can transform the direction of your life. Key 1. Get a burning vision. Hunger begins with a picture. You cannot passionately pursue what you cannot clearly see. People without vision often wake up with no compelling reason to run. A burning vision is a clear mental picture of the future you desire to create under God's direction. It shows you what you are working toward and why your daily sacrifices matter. A burning vision answers 3 important questions. 1. What? What exactly do you want to build or accomplish? Be specific. Do not merely say, I want money. Money is a tool, not a complete vision. Instead, say, I want to build a business that will provide valuable services, create employment and reach 1 million people with a message of purpose. Do not say only, I want to help people. Identify the people you want to help, the problem you want to address and the method you will use. Clarity creates direction. When your goal is unclear, your actions will be inconsistent. But when you know what you are building, it becomes easier to determine what you must learn, whom you must meet and what steps you must take. 2. Why? Why does your vision matter? Your reason must be strong enough to sustain you through difficult seasons. If your why is centered only on personal comfort, it may die when the work becomes painful. Connect your vision to something greater than yourself. Let it include your family, community, nation, God's kingdom and humanity. Ask yourself how the fulfillment of your vision will improve the lives of others. A powerful why gives meaning to sacrifice. When you understand why your assignment matters, you become more willing to endure the process required to complete it. 3. When? When do you intend to accomplish the goal? Put a realistic deadline on your vision. A goal without a timeframe can easily become a permanent wish. Deadlines create healthy pressure and encourage you to organize your actions. However, a deadline should guide you, not condemn you. If circumstances require adjustment, review your strategy and continue. Do not abandon the vision simply because the original timetable must be revised. Write your vision down and place it where you can see it every morning. Read it, pray over it and review your progress regularly. The scripture says, write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Habakkuk 2:2 KJV. When your vision becomes greater than your comfort, you will discover the energy to move. Remember, a person with a burning vision will not remain permanently comfortable until the vision has been pursued and fulfilled. Key 2. Change your environment. Show me the people you regularly associate with and the information you continually consume, and I will show you the direction in which your future is moving. Your environment is either feeding your hunger or killing it. It can inspire growth or normalize stagnation. You cannot remain hungry for excellence if you are constantly surrounded by people who celebrate mediocrity. Likewise, you cannot maintain focus if your phone is filled with distractions and your mind is continually overwhelmed by noise. Your environment consists of more than your physical location. It includes your friends, conversations, books, videos, social media content, habits and the voices you permit to influence your thinking. Here are 3 practical areas to change. 1. Change your circle. Find 2 or 3 people who are committed to growth and are moving in a meaningful direction. Build relationships with people who challenge you to think, learn and act responsibly. The Bible says, iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Proverbs 27:17 KJV. You do not necessarily need a large circle. You need the right circle. One wise, honest and disciplined friend can have a greater positive influence than many careless companions. Choose people who can encourage you, correct you and hold you accountable. Avoid relationships that continually weaken your confidence, mock your vision or encourage destructive behavior. 2. Change your content. Examine what you watch, read and listen to every day. Your mind eventually reflects the information you continually feed into it. Unfollow content that makes you lazy, bitter, fearful or distracted. Follow teachers, builders, leaders and people who demonstrate wisdom, integrity and excellence. Read books that increase your understanding. Listen to messages that strengthen your faith. Study the lives of people who have produced meaningful results. Entertainment has its place, but it must not consume the hours required to build your future. Become intentional about the information you permit to enter your mind. 3. Change your space. Organize your physical environment so that it supports your goals. Place reminders of your vision in your room, office, or workspace. Keep your environment orderly and remove unnecessary distractions. Let your surroundings preach your purpose to you every day. Your environment should remind you of where you are going, not continually pull you back toward the habits you are trying to overcome. Proverbs 13:20 says, "He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed." If you want to remain hungry, sit at tables where discipline, faith, responsibility and progress are normal. Key 3. Create holy discontent. Holy discontent is one of the most powerful sources of productive hunger. Hunger is often born from a sacred dissatisfaction with conditions that do not reflect God's purpose. Look honestly at your life. Examine the gap between where you are and where you believe God has called you to be. Does that gap concern you? Does it awaken a desire for change? Look at your family, community and the problems within the world. Is there something within you that says, this situation is not acceptable? I was created to contribute to the solution. That inward response may be holy discontent. Holy discontent is not hatred for yourself or ingratitude toward God. It is the recognition that your present level is not the full expression of your potential. Do not numb every painful realization with endless entertainment. Face the truth, pray for direction and use the discomfort as fuel for responsible action. Ephesians 2:10 declares, "For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus unto good works, which God hath before ordained that we should walk in them." You were created to make an impact. You are God's workmanship, designed to perform meaningful works that express his goodness in the world. Settling permanently for less than your God-given potential dishonors your calling. Let the gap between your current reality and your possible future make you uncomfortable enough to move. However, holy discontent must be accompanied by wisdom. Do not despise small beginnings. Appreciate your present progress while continuing to prepare for your next level. You can be grateful for where you are and still be hungry for where God is leading you. The heart of it, hunger for stewardship. We must be careful about the reason we pursue success. The world often chases success for ego, applause, superiority and self-glorification. As people of faith, we must pursue success as an expression of stewardship. Why do you want to succeed? Is it merely to buy expensive cars, or do you want to provide for your family, create employment, support worthy causes and serve those in need? Is your desire simply to become famous, or do you want to be faithful with the gifts and opportunities God has placed in your hands? There is nothing wrong with enjoying the legitimate rewards of diligent work. The danger arises when material possessions become the only purpose of your labor. When your hunger is connected to God's purpose, you gain a reason to persevere that is greater than personal recognition. You understand that your success is not only about what you can possess, but also about what you can contribute. Stewardship means faithfully managing what belongs to another. Your life, time, abilities, relationships, ideas, resources and opportunities are trusts from God. You are responsible for developing and using them wisely. Pray daily. God, give me a hunger that honors you. Give me hunger to be fruitful, hunger to multiply, hunger to serve and hunger to fulfill my assignment. Help me to succeed without losing my character, faith, health or family. Teach me to use every blessing for your glory and the good of humanity. Success without purpose eventually becomes empty. Success connected to purpose, service and stewardship becomes meaningful and sustainable. Action plan to build hunger. Do not merely read or listen. Take action. For the next 7 days, commit yourself to the following practical exercises. Day 1. Define your future. Write down the future you desire to build. Describe your spiritual life, family, career, ministry, business, health and contribution to society. Do not limit yourself to vague wishes. Be specific about the results you want to produce and the person you must become to produce them. Day 2. Write your burning vision. Reduce your vision to one clear page. Include what you want to accomplish, why it matters and when you intend to begin seeing measurable progress. Read the vision in the morning and at night. Pray over it and ask God for wisdom to align it with His will. Day 3. Clean your environment. Remove distractions that continually waste your time. Unfollow at least 10 social media accounts that weaken your focus or encourage negative habits. Clean and organize your physical workspace. Place your written vision where you will see it regularly. Day 4. Connect with a hungry person. Contact one disciplined and growth-minded friend. Share your goal and ask that person to hold you accountable. If possible, identify a mentor, teacher or experienced individual from whom you can learn. Approach the relationship with humility and a willingness to listen. Day 5. Confront where you are settling. Write honestly in your journal. Where am I settling? What am I tolerating that is preventing my growth? What habits must I change? What responsibility have I been avoiding? Do not condemn yourself. The purpose of honest reflection is correction and growth. Day 6. Pray for holy hunger. Spend at least 20 minutes in focused prayer. Ask God to remove laziness, fear, confusion and destructive distractions from your heart. Ask Him to give you holy hunger, wisdom, courage, discipline and the right relationships. Remain quiet for a few moments and write down any ideas, convictions or practical steps that come to your mind. Day 7. Take one courageous action. Take one practical action toward your vision, especially something you have been postponing because of fear. Make the call. Submit the application. Begin the course. Register the business. Write the first page. Record the first message. Prepare the proposal. Start saving. Ask for guidance. The action does not have to be large, but it must be real. Hunger grows through action. The more responsibly you move, the more your confidence and desire increase. Waiting for perfect conditions can keep you trapped indefinitely. Start with what you have, where you are, and continue developing as you move forward. Final word. Friend, you were not born to live an empty, average or unproductive life. You were born to be fruitful. You were born to multiply. You were born to create, contribute, serve and lead responsibly. You carry gifts, ideas, abilities and possibilities that the world needs. But bringing those possibilities into reality will require hunger. It will require vision when others cannot yet see what you see. It will require discipline when excitement disappears. It will require faith when circumstances seem impossible. It will require patience when results take longer than expected. It will require courage to rise each time you fall. Therefore, I ask you, what are you truly hungry for? Are you hungry for spiritual growth? Are you hungry to transform your family? Are you hungry to build a successful business, ministry or career? Are you hungry to solve a problem and improve your community? Say it aloud. Write it down. Pray about it. Develop a plan and begin pursuing it. Do not allow fear to silence your dream. Do not allow comfort to bury your potential. Do not allow past disappointment to determine your future. Your circumstances may explain where you are, but they do not have the final authority to determine where you will end. With God's help, disciplined action, continuous learning and unwavering faith, you can rise and become who you were created to be. If this message has spoken to you, share it with someone who needs encouragement today. Subscribe to DANER Media for more inspiring messages on faith, purpose, excellence and success. Let us stop waiting for life to change by itself. Let us awaken our hunger. Let us rise in faith. Let us work with purpose. Let us go and build. We sincerely appreciate the time you have spent with us. We look forward to connecting with you again. Until then, remain blessed, continue exploring the treasures God has placed within you, and remember to listen to our other inspirational materials. We would be grateful to receive your feedback and hear how this audiobook has blessed, encouraged, or transformed your life. Please help us to like and subscribe to our channel to help us reach more people. Thank you once again.